This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, but the real star of today's show is you guys, the pit crew, because we are here for another edition of Pitstop on a Monday morning. And somebody said, when is Sean going to have his Bill O'Reilly moment? And I'll tell you what, it might be right this very second, because my whole fucking screen is gone crazy and nothing is freaking working. Happy Monday, everybody. What do I gotta do around here? I don't know what it is, but for some reason, my Ifinity, I think, is the culprit. Let me check a few plugs. It was kind of buzzing out, but not terrible. And I'm like, okay, I can work with this. And then right when I went live, it went completely friggin' nuts. And, so yeah, there's your little mini rant. I don't know what the hell is going on with my monitors. I can almost not see the news. Let's see if you guys can. We might be on the brink of our first live canceled show because it is freaking killing me right now. Now, you guys seem to be seeing it okay. I'm seeing it okay on OBS. I'm seeing the flicker in this screen, like you can see the lights coming at me. I tell you what, I'm getting really sick and tired of updates, whether it's Windows, OBS, sometimes it's even my sims or the drivers for the things. It's like, you know, if my shit works today, I should count on it working tomorrow. I shouldn't wake up and have the manufacturers of products literally screw everything up for me. So, what do you know? Today is my Bill O'Reilly. I am going to lose it. I literally have to cancel the show. I cannot see the news at all. Something has gone haywire with my OBS where I touch anything and it's not the Stream Deck because I do it over here manually and I get the same results. Everything. We're back. Hey, Tom Jones, look at that. Thank you very much. All right, wait. I think we're solved. I don't know what it is. I think I'm going to have to not touch anything. All right, let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can get through this today. We're going to try. So, this weekend was all about racing. And I say that on a bunch of different levels. I don't have a lot of news today. There's not a lot that went on in our sims and updates and things. This was race weekend. And I said that on Friday about me and things that I had going on. I mean, I think I did the truck race on Friday night. I did the Wreckfest Saturday morning. We did a modified Saturday night. I did the Mazda race at noon on Sunday. So for me, there was 4 different racing events that went on. In the world of esport, in the world of simulated racing, every single sim had a finale or a round, an event, one of the rounds of their series. It was a very, very big weekend, and if you were just sitting around and, you know, maybe you tuned in and watched the F1 race, maybe you watched some of the other cool things. I mean, that was my weekend was nutso. Sorry, this is a weird Monday, but between the Dodgers and the Rams and all my racing, I didn't get anything done this weekend. It was nuts, and 3 out of 4 of the times I went to stream, I had something going wrong. Like, again, I don't understand what is going on. When everything works on Tuesday, you would think it would just work on Wednesday, but no! If it worked on Sunday, you would think it would work on Monday, but no! Nothing friggin' works. So, the moral of the story, or the lesson, is, man, if you have a race, double, triple check that your wheel's set up, ready to go, your audio is ready to go, that Windows or something hasn't screwed. Yes, the Dodgers are onto the World Series. I'm so excited about what's going on with the Dodgers. Dodgers are looking great, and they got to face the mighty Red Sox. Should be a great series. And shout out to the Rams for being 7-0. 7-0. Is that right? 7-0? 6-0. 7-0. 6-0. I can't even remember. I've had a rough morning. Anyway, all right, let's get to the sim racing news. What is going on in the world of sim racing today? And there's a lot, like I said, a lot of racing. So here's the Forza studios, you know, the whole crew ready to go. Here they're doing some this all starts back on the 20th on Saturday. I'm going to blow through this because, again, if you want to get the real super duper details, you'll go to the Forza Motorsport Twitter page. You can check out all the imagery yourself, see all the write-ups, but here they are promoting it just 30 minutes until we go live on Saturday's racing from London. This is the big deal at that big gaming thing. And Group 1 is off to the races. BBBBOX crossed the finish line in first. Mitch Williams in second. Mitch Williams is one of my aliases. TX3 Lightning in third. Mitch Williams was a pitcher for the Cubs back in the 80s. I don't know how it ended up there. Let's see, another picture. That's the group. That's BBBBOX cruising in first place. We have video version of Group 1, fought hard until the end. So we have video, we have imagery. Now they're promoting the next event, I do believe. And then they move on to Group 2, Race 1. This is the one that includes G2 Lage, Logitech G2 Lage, with W behind him. Sauber Zoom in second, FH4 Venom, sorry. All these guys going at it. Imageries, pictures, videos, and then watch the Forza Racing World Championship. So here come the semifinals. Here's our whole group. That made our big photo of the day. I dare touch my thumbnail, but we have two different groups there. On the bottom, we have the Forza Motorsport Championship group. And on the top, we have the GT Sport European Finals group, which we'll come back to in the next story, actually. They've been in the World, yes, I believe in the 80s. Let's see. Day one. Here's day one. Yeah, again, isn't this the exact same walkout that F1 2018 used, other than theirs was red instead of blue? I think it's like literally the same. I'm shocked that they couldn't have more imagination than that. More stuff going on. Then for Sunday, we actually had the actual finals, actual championship going on, and more, until at the very end, it was none other than G2 Lage who brought home the championship. And I don't know, if you're a fan of Forza Racing and you know the who's who, I don't think there's a big surprise. I think G2 Lage is kind of the man to beat. There he is getting his big trophy, cool looking trophy, and this is the beginning. This is the beginning of, again, forget other esport. I honestly could see sim racing taking over the entire esport world a little bit. I think it makes for a better esport than other esports. So what can I say? That's all I can tell you. Brian Eckberg has another Forza weekend review, so you're going to find this at forzamotorsport.net. So it's sort of like their roadmap, what's going on in Forza, and this covers both titles, but obviously they talk about the championship that went on, they talk about some of the events and other things. Actually, it's the shortest Forza weekend review that I've seen yet from them. There you go. Waffles in the pit stop. Yes, absolutely. Oh, that's cool, Dave. It's, Forza, I tell you what, when you get in a good lobby, a good room with some good drivers who take it seriously, you can have some of the best racing on Forza equal to any other sim out there. The problem is, I think the likelihood of getting a wrecker or rammer would be tough to do, tough to avoid. Flight sims would be a good esport. Yes, Tom Jones. Like if you had like the racing type, or even dogfighting of some sorts, absolutely. The only downside I think is really there's not much organization on the flight sim compared to others. I mean, but we fought that as well. So, not to be outdone, Gran Turismo also had their Gran Turismo European finale, and just the who's who of the GT sport world. Here's everybody up on the podium. Let's go back in time. Same sort of thing, though. Just starting out Saturday morning, you just had post after post after post of results of individual races, screenshots, videos of what was going on, and I could sit here and show them all to you, but we would be here all day. Here's another video of Lucas Ordonez talking about the event. They have him there. And anyway, so again, in the end, at the end of everything, getting himself the big trophy. Not to be a spoiler. Spoiler alert, tune out. But in the very end, where is it? I had it. Here it is. Mikhail Hazal was your overall winner in the European finale. Mikhail Hazal of TRL Lightning. TRL team _ Lightning. And he did just that. So, day 2 final standings. And he is the man to beat in the world of Gran Turismo. And if you want to find out how it all played out, you'll find all that at the GT Gran Turismo page on Twitter. Reminding you once again, they posted it, so I'm just letting you know. Codemasters in Cheshire, UK, are still hiring. So they are working on a new AAA project. No word what it is. And they're looking for people, looking for programmers, gameplay lead physics programmers, lead vehicle designer, senior environmental artist, art director, engine programmer, lead engine programmer, game designer. I wish I had some skills to do some of that kind of stuff. So, what else we got? Apparently you can get a free trial version of F1 2018. This was posted on the 19th. I was unaware of it. This is on the Xbox One, Xbox One X, and will be coming to the PlayStation 4 soon. And apparently it allows you to run the first race of the first season, so there'll be more people who are even good at that track from down under. Yeah, Albert Park. If I'm not mistaken, that's my best track in the sim because it's always the first race of the season, so I've run that race more than any other races. But apparently you can run the first race and then it'll give you an invitational event after that. If you haven't played it, you want to check it out, want to know whether it's good or bad or what these eSport pros are doing, you can find that for free on the consoles. Big day on the iRacing side of things as well, even though they're not quite in the same limelight when it comes to eSport, comparing it to Gran Turismo, Forza, or even Codemasters F1 2018. But in their World Championship, which at this point still might be where the best driver on Earth is defined. This might be the last year you can make that statement, though. But Martin Kroenke won the race. Coanda Simsport took first, second, third, and fourth place. Gregor Hutu nowhere to be seen on the top 10, and that was good enough to secure the championship. So, this is going to be the third championship in a row for Martin Kroenke of Coanda Simsport. Obviously, that team has been putting in the work, putting in the hours, and I think one of the big differences is with that team being so great, that's the amount of support that Martin's getting from other drivers in the series, other really good drivers. I don't think Gregor Hutu had the support with Redline being much more divided at this point. Team Redline, you know, one of the most dominating teams in sim racing, well, they've had their guys pulled in a great many directions. You got some of their guys in the F1 2018 series now. You've got some of them still hanging out at iRacing. Gregor Hutu was just there for safety rating. Very funny, Tom. But yeah, 3 championships in a row for Martin Kroenke. Mitchell de Jong finished in third in the race. God, I think he's in the top 3 at the end of the season. I haven't looked at the final season points just yet. I'm sure we'll get those in the next day or two. Also finishing up this weekend. Oh, Hutu couldn't connect to the server for the race. Oh, that's too bad. That's really too bad. But, anyway, also finishing up was the R Factor 2 rounds or versions or qualifier for the McLaren Shadow competition. We know they're going to do a bunch of different disciplines. We talked about that, including even mobile platform for one of the finalists. But here it is, the unofficial results for round 3 in McLaren Shadow. So close at the end, but congrats to Mark Behrens. So this, I believe, is the final event in the McLaren part of this, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, we got another one of these cool videos. I love, these are some of my favorite videos. I don't know if one will ever match how tight the competition was in that McLaren, the original, the world's fastest gamer. I talk about that, but I just remember the entire group was on top of each other. This one seems to get a little more stretched out. It's not always just one guy in the front, by the way. You'll see, look, the orange car made a good move into that corner, picked up a couple of spots, essentially, in terms of by thousandths of a second. And in fact, there he went out into the lead. So, anyway, I do love these videos, and let's congratulate, once again, Mark Behrens for winning round 3 of the McLaren Shadow R Factor 2 qualifier. Tom, that's a great idea. That is a great idea. The A1 Esport League. This is the Austrian. Oh gosh, which one is it? Now I've made it so I can't even remember. Austrian. That makes much more sense. The Austrian Project Cars Esport League. That's been getting a lot of attention. But is some league trying to make up for something? Because that is a gigantic trophy for a sim race, even for an entire series. But this is TX3 Storm, who won the whole thing, and there he is, and I guess we don't even get to know his real name. You know, if I'm going to win a championship, I would prefer people knew that it was won by Sean Cole, not TX3 The Saw, or something like that. Anyway, but TX3 Storm wins the A1 Esport League and gets that ridiculously large trophy. Ridiculously large. I'm sorry, that's just obscene. That's an obscenity. Shannon McIntosh is working with Porsche and Forza. Interesting. Race Room also had some things going on in the WTCR Oscaro. They had round 5, the race of Japan. This is in their big esports, so this is the Race Room, forgive me. Trophy over compensation. That's exactly, that's a better trophy than F1 gets. I thought that was just sadly trying to make up for something, but oh well. But Race Room had round 5 from Suzuka that went on over the weekend. The full video on this, it's actually 2 hours, 12 minutes. The full round 5. There's also a highlight video from the previous 2 races. So if you want to get caught up, big trophy means lots of room for socks or champagne. What else we got? Right up at WTCR. So that's the beautiful thing about some of these affiliated series. You know, you think about the F1 2018 series, and they actually get promoted at the F1 page. You think about the iRacing Championship, and they actually get promoted at the NASCAR page. You can't really say that about GT Sport or Forza in the same way, but in the Race Room, WTCR FIA, you know, is covering that here. Here's an autograph session. Look at that. The guy's got his own posters and everything. So Jan Urlacher and Mato Homala have prepared for next week's WTCR Race of Japan at Suzuka by taking part in pre-qualifying for the 5th round of the eSport WTCR Oscaro Multiplayer Championship at virtual version of the venue. So anyway, they're promoting and talking about everything going on there as well. The crew, I'll just mention, I haven't even played the thing yet, but don't get me started on socks. Socks? He's wearing socks. He's wearing socks. So what else? Crew, they're just talking about their spotlight, community spotlight this month, and this one is the Mindigas XLTU, so that off-roader. It's almost the shape of an old bug. Look at that. It's like a Baja bug, but tubular. Orline Mallet, in case you didn't know, that is Lage's name. So G2 Lage, who we showed him winning a much more proper size. That's a good trophy right there. I like that. I'd put that on my shelf. I'd build a shelf in my house to have that trophy. But I got to be honest with you. What am I going to do with that? I mean, seriously, I have to build a whole new trophy case just to have this one Austrian League trophy? That's an obscenity. Anyway, congratulations again to Orline Mallet, G2 Lage, on winning what had to have been a really tough. I mean, so many people. You think about how many people play Forza and Gran Turismo. You're not just the best of the best in a small little sim. You're the best and the best in a global sim with millions of players. I mean, you can't not. Lewis Hamilton is the best Formula 1 driver right now. All right, let's not get in an argument. Let's just assume. Let's just go with that for now. How many real drivers is he really better than? And for this statement, I'll even think about it in the terms of globally. Like, let's go ahead including all the way down to karting. Let's not include sim racing, even though it's a legitimate motorsport. But if you were to consider, like, how many people in the world really race cars, do you think it's in the millions? Do you think it's a few 100,000? I'm not sure. Forza, though, it's 5 million, right? If you're the best in Forza, you are better than 5 million other people. That's for sure. That is some pretty good, strong odds. Put a tabletop on it. And put it, there you go. Jerry, that's thinking, Jerry Watson. Absolutely, that's some good thinking. Yeah, make a cool little drink stool for it, or bar stool, bar table. I love it. That would be for the ultimate sim racing. You know what? Somebody at a good sim center should buy that trophy from him and make that like a feature of their sim center. That would be kind of cool. All right. Sim Racing Hardware has a belt tensioner kit for Sim Experience stage rigs. It's now available direct from their web shop. You know, one of the best things you can do, if you have a seat mover type sim, and I don't care, it could be a next level racing seat mover, it could be a CXE, it could be a Sim Experience, it could be a Frex, it could be any type of motion simulator where the seat is what moves. A belt tensioner is the easiest, simplest upgrade to do that. It is almost like adding more actuators to your sim. If you've never used it, please go find one and try it. But if you have motion, it's €250 in order to do that. Hey Brendan, how you doing, buddy? Darren Ganji of Sim Experience is in the audience. Do you guys sell one of these? And if not, why not? And have you used a belt tensioner on your sim? Because that is really cool. $250. It isn't cheap. €250, I should say. No way a driver would sell that, Brendan. What do you do? What do you do with that kind of trophy, though? I mean, you only have so much space. So what else we got? McLaren Shadow. So again, they had their round 3 in the R Factor version. There's a lot of other qualifiers going on for the McLaren Shadow, but we saw yesterday, or on Friday, I should say, Rudy Van Buren taking people around at COTA, Circuit of the Americas. Yeah, you really should build one because it's such a simple upgrade. Such a simple upgrade. But in addition to that, they had some press junkets. You can see here, Rudy over here, part of the panel, talking about the whole, McLaren Shadow competition and what's going on. What else? 250 pounds. Yes, pounds. Thank you. In addition to that, they're showing off at McLaren Shadow the R Factor stuff that was going on, and in honor of everything that's going on, I had a F1 Esport Pro Series races going on. They're actually giving away 5 official McLaren Shadow team caps. Follow these steps for a chance to win one. So this was posted 4 hours ago, so you should still be able to get in on it. But number 1, like this post, so you're going to find this at McLaren Shadow. And number 2, follow at McLaren Shadow. So should I do both of those and see if I can get in on that? We can do that another time. I don't have to do that with you guys right now. But if you want to win a McLaren Shadow hat, that would be kind of cool. You can go ahead and do that. Yeah, it's about with belt, sure. A cup holder. We were talking about a bar stool, like a bar table. Put a piece of glass on top. You're using your F1 Esport trophy for a cup holder. Classic. That is awesome. Can we get a picture of that, Brendan? I'd love to see it. I have not mentioned Cloud9 since Visa Vegas over a year ago at this point, but apparently they had something going on, and I don't speak Spanish, so I can't read it, but I did find it at the Cloud Sport Twitter page. This is this is something, you know, I've worked for a lot of companies, or a handful of companies at trade shows, mobile sim centers. I've seen a variety of these, and this is the way it needs to be done. So anybody who's ever giving some thought as to creating a mobile sim center, you got to take a look at what they bring. So this is their ESL, Electronic Sports League, I believe that is. This is at the Madrid Games Week, their demonstration. But this is Cloud Sport, who put on that Visa Vegas. And look at this. This is literally a trailer. This is a trailer, a pop-out trailer that they open it up. They build a nice ramp. And then when you get inside, you see like about as clean as and efficient as you could possibly get this many rigs. Looks like they're on a bunch of T300s, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, look at these amateurs. Shoes, 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 shoes. Not one sock wearer amongst them. What's this guy doing? Why is this guy not like, hey, hey, take off your shoes. You'll do much, much better. Bungee strap your belt so you can leave for it. Hey, that'll work. That'll totally work, Tim. Turn it into a lamp. You'd wear it around like Flavor Flav. Yeah, boy. Too funny. Too funny. Anyway, this is about one of the cleanest operations. And look at the nice line they have there at Games Week Madrid. So this is Cloud Sport showing off. I'm waiting to see or hear if they're ever going to do another $1 million race. I mean, that was a one-of-a-kind, unfortunately. Shoes. Brendan, we looked at the pictures of you guys up on the stage, and I was literally looking for socks. And I'm like, socks, socks, socks. Every last one of you guys was wearing socks. Anyway, more imagery of that. Kind of cool. Play seats, the play seat formula style like Max Verstappen is known to use. A couple more pictures of their Cloud Sport thing. Map-free racing series. So, ooh, look at her. She looks cute. Excuse me, I'm totally distracted. I gotta go to Spain. Yeah, it looked pretty open air. So, Games and Guides has a write-up up here talking about Forza Horizon 4, their upcoming update to bring the route creator feature. I think we've mentioned that a few times. This is part of the thing, so I think they're even incorporating, like, Waze. Wasn't it Waze is being incorporated into the route creator of Forza 4? But here's a write-up. If you want to hear more about it, you'll find that at Games and Guides. You're gonna wear shoes? Don't do it, Brendan. Congratulations, though. You dominated round one. It was great to see. I talked about it on the show. I don't know if you caught it, but and anybody who doesn't know who I'm talking to, that's Brendan Lay of F1 2017 champion and one of this year's contestants in F1 2018. Brendan beat the best of the best in F1, and this year, every sim racer on Earth went into that competition. So this year, he's surrounded by the who's who in the sim racing community, to be honest with you. I don't know if that makes for tougher competition. That's the interesting thing. Is it any tougher, or is it just the people you'd expect to see there? But congratulations on beating up on some of the biggest names in sim racing, Brendan. NASCAR Heat 3 October DLC arrives. I think I told you guys that. It was going on last week, actually. It came out. Xbox Hub has a write-up on it, so you can get those latest, greatest paint schemes and some of the truck schemes and some of those kind of things. I got my Simpit colored shoes. Where are they? Oh, they're in the other room right now. Yeah, those are really expensive for what they are, though. I'll say that. If they weren't a gift, I'd never own such a thing. COG Connected has another article. A lot of promo going into Supercross 2. Monster Energy, Supercross 2. Milestone exec explains why it's going to floor you. So you'll find that right up if you're looking for whether that would be a... Bigger names means bigger motivation. Awesome, awesome. I love to hear it, Brendan. And I love to see that they all came into your world and you showed them who's boss. Well done. Very well done. Anyway, if you want to find out more about the next gen of a motocross, stadium motocross game, you'll find that at COG Connected. Is that what it was? COG Connected? Yes, it is. What else? Game Idealist. Talking about... Now, this I got to ask you guys. Max is wearing them. Forza Horizon 4 Hospital soundtrack vinyl gets release date. This isn't the first time I've mentioned or talked about a soundtrack for Forza or Gran Turismo or thing. My question, has anybody out there ever actually purchased a soundtrack from a game? It doesn't even have to be a sim game. I just want to know. I've never had one, never done it, and I love the soundtrack in Grand Theft Auto 5, but I've never even for a minute considered purchasing it. So, slippers are underrated. Barefoot running shells for Barefoot running shoes. Yes, double clutch. I can see that. I actually used to race in my 5-finger shoes, if you guys remember those. And they're made with Merrill, I believe. Or no, it was the company that makes the soles for Merrill. That company. Anyway, moving right along. I liked the Sim socks that I used to race in, but they are no longer. And I have to admit, ever since my pedals that I've been running brake pedals that are somewhere around 100 pounds of pressure. And with that, I can do socks for a short race, but for a long race, I prefer a shoe. And since I don't want to go back and forth, I've just switched over to running and driving shoes, to be honest with you. Brad purchased the soundtrack to Vice City, but that's the last one. Halo. Brandon bought Halo. Jet Set Radio. All right, so again, I guess Vibram, double clutch. Vibram, that's it. Thank you very much. I had the Vibram 5-finger. I had a couple different pairs. I had the running ones. I had the regular ones. I've sim raced in them. That's exactly what it was, Brendan. It was the F1 Esport Champ versus E-Race Champ versus E-Rock Champ. I love it. That's exactly, and I think that's what really this season has made the F1 2000 series, to me, the biggest prize, the biggest, it's the biggest thing in sim racing, in my opinion. It really is. It is the highest league, the highest rank, and the fact that all of those guys and more have come over there. I mean, the list goes on and on. Ollie, Patrick, Graham Carroll. I mean, the amount of names and the who's who that are in that series is really awesome. Anyway, so there is a release date for the Forza Horizon 4 coming out on the 23rd of November. So if you're looking for that one, on the 23rd is when you're going to be able to get it. Leather driving moccasins. I have heard a lot of people mention leather driving moccasins. Doug Hawley, I wear 8.5 or a 9, depending on the shoe. 8.5 or 9. So, what else? Scholarly Gamers. Every available version of Farming Simulator 19. This was another one of those. I don't care about Farming Simulator 19. I might stop even mentioning Farm Simulator 19 after this show here. But I gotta tell you, how many of you guys have bought like the collector's edition of a game? Now, doing this show, I've been given collector's editions, but less than you'd think. It's only happened a few times, actually. But what games are you so in love with? What games are you so inspired by that you don't just need the game, but you need everything that comes with it, like the little scaled John Deere? Not only do I get the game, but I get the boxed version with the actual cover, the actual disc, the actual maps, menus, booklets, whatever it comes with. I get the Farm Simulator hat. Is that what that is? Is that a Farm Simulator beanie? And a John Deere scale to go along with the game. So, hey, Con, how you doing, buddy? Remember Me. I don't remember that one. Shoeless Joe Jackson. Meet Shoeless Tom Jones. Con! So, Tom Jones bought the collector's edition of Forza 5. All right, my question to you then, Tom Jones. Do you still have all of the crap that came with it? I somewhere still have a NASCAR Hot Wheel from an old Papyrus version that came with it. And I think almost anybody who bought that has one as well. Somewhere. I never threw it away. But anyway, what else we got? Destructoid talking about has a year of updates finally made Gran Turismo Sport worth playing. Well, I'm going to disagree with this article because I think Gran Turismo Sport was very worth playing the minute it came out. But it just shows you the modern mentality behind Sims. In this article's opinion, it's kind of taking the same approach that I've talked about Dakar. Will it take a full year of updates to get me to go play Dakar? Maybe it will. Maybe that day will never come. Someday, I'm hoping someone says it's worth playing. And maybe if you haven't, maybe this article will make you think the Gran Turismo Sport is finally worth playing. NASCAR Legends, that's the one. Destructoid.com has that right up, though, if you want to hear more about it. What else? Because we are over time. I'm sure my 10-minute rant of how nothing worked, and Tom doesn't have any of it, is why we're over. We're 9:35, but we did do about a 10-minute rant in the beginning. True achievements, I've already mentioned this, so let's just blow through it. They're also talking about the French co-driver video that they put out for Dirt 2. So more of that promotion coming out for Dirt 2. But there it is, them putting him on the motion sim. We've talked about that. Get a little blue in the face on that topic. Road to VR, this is actually very, very cool. And, you know, we often get hung up on certain numbers, and maybe the numbers we're hung up on aren't the critical numbers, because maybe in my case I don't have enough technical information or knowledge or wisdom. But Samsung Odyssey plus Windows VR headset revealed with anti-SDE display. SDE being screen door effect. So apparently the new display, which is going to be the same resolution, this is why, like me, I would have been like, oh, well, if it's still the same resolution, then it's not enough of an upgrade. I don't want it. But apparently the new version with the anti-SDE display, same resolution, but twice the pixel count, which is going to minimize or eliminate the screen door effect, which might be part of the clarity issue as well. Later, Brendan, thanks for joining us for the show. Ultimate version of Red Dead 2, did you? I need to go buy mine. I haven't bought it yet. I need to. I've been deciding when or what version, I guess. I'm planning on just buying the game, though. Ultimate 4 DLC, no special boxes. Okay, right. So you like, Tim, you buy like essentially the Gamer Pass version of whatever it is, not necessarily the collector's edition with all the extra. I didn't see a price. Did we get a price on that Farm Simulator? How much is that thing? So, comes with download the John Deere, so you get an extra car in the game. Comes with the John Deere 7530 miniature tractor. Farm Simulator Mini. Modding video tutorials. Farming Simulator 19 Commodore 64 edition. What? Emulator version running on PC. What? I don't even know what the hell that means. You get 2 posters, 10 brand stickers, and 5 concept art cards. I don't have a price, though. This will only be available in Europe through Amazon. Interesting. Collector's edition, $39.99. Yeah, it's not even very much money when you consider the extras you get with it. There you go. Okay, we're caught up on that. So, we talked about the display. So, the next version of this is sort of an accidental listing. It's really nothing super duper official yet on this. But we could be, the next gen might not be resolution. It might just be better performance. Benjamin Warden in the house. How you doing, buddy? I'm doing manure. You heard that double clutch. It's a miniature, not manure. So this, you know, there must be 2 salad bowls. Because this is not the other one we were looking at. And I call these salad bowl sims because it looks like they're just putting you in a little salad bowl and spinning you around. But Yaw VR, I think this is the one we originally talked about. And then we saw the other one and I thought, oh, they've really upgraded that thing. But anyway, this is the other one that estimated delivery, they're saying August 2018. Aren't we beyond that point? Anyway, but this is, somebody had sent this in, and I was reminded that there are 2. The other one is much, much, much larger than this variation. I have no desire to use this for sim racing, I'm just going to say. I'll try it. If I find them somewhere, I'll try it. But ultimately, I think it would make a good flight sim. I think it would make a good boat sim. Not so much on the driving sim. All right, we're almost done, you guys. Sorry it's been such a long show today. But Altus Esport announcing their title sponsorship with Logitech G and Astro Gaming. So another one of the big racing teams. Logitech's out there getting out there. So if you have a sim racing team, you better start making some phone calls or all the sponsorship dollars are gonna have gone away. So hurry up, get out there. You guys remember Emily Jones? We interviewed her way back, the young lady racer from Australia who's, geez, an alien. Anyway, apparently she's moved to Japan, and she actually qualified for that Le Mans Esports Series, that race that went on down at Suzuka on Forza Motorsport 7. She was actually one of the not only the finalists, but she was actually, you know, kind of predicted to do very well. And it turns out that in the race, she was one of 2 drivers that tried a 2 instead of 3 pit stop strategy, and it turns out that that wasn't the way to go. But yeah, our good friend Emily Jones was actually in that whole Le Mans Esports Series. So congratulations to her, and you know, one of the best female sim racers on planet Earth. What else? This is just a cool sim. Here we are. We're almost to the end here. This is just a cool sim. This is the real life, actually that looks like an iRacing shot if I'm not mistaken, but there is the sprint car, there is the simulator, and this is from Nation, New Zealand Sim Racing, but they're going to have this rig at this year's CRC Speed Show in New Zealand. Huge thanks to Speed Nation and Black Label for making this happen. Anyway, I thought that was a great looking simulator. And perfect for Outlaw. Just enough. You climb into that thing just like you, well, kind of like you'd be climbing into a real Outlaw car. What do you think of that, Billy Strange? Polar opposite. Here's somebody just showing their sim racing progression. But anyway, there's where they started at a desk with the Logitech G wheel. Things got better. Oh, stepping up to the Fanatic gear. Building himself his own modified stopper. And looks like he's advanced to a rig at this point. And it just keeps getting better. Anyway, so I thought this was cool. He's calling it a sim racing progression. This was posted, whoops, I saw this originally on Reddit. So this is posted by Flavor Dynamics 1 day ago. And if you follow the whole link, it takes you to Imgur, and you'll see the whole progression. 1 desk. Then it became 2 desks, 2 wheels, upgraded pedals. Oh, now I need a rig, button box, the work. So nice job for him and from him. And I like the way he did a combination of a lower chassis and still maintaining his desktop for, I'm sure for certain ease of use, being able to use his keyboard and mouse and have his monitor where he wants it and all that thing. Yeah, you could just throw a... for the traction loss on the Outlaw car. Sure, that would be a nice improvement, I'm sure. Looks like it's sort of sketchily standing up on some stands. It looks a little narrow. I hope nobody rock and rolls in that thing too much. Oh, where's the return box from the McLaren room? Shots fired by Tom. All right, what else? Okay, last story is I just want to give a little credit where credit is due on the series that we ran. I mentioned that I did some racing over the weekend, and in our Simpit Truck series, we are having a hell of a season. It's been really great. It's been a lot of fun. We ran at Knoxville on Friday night, and everybody was scared. Everyone thought it was going to be a nightmare. I think we only had 4 cautions. We had like 3 or 4 good 10, 12 lap runs on dirt in the trucks, which is inconceivable. Anyway, it was a great race, and in the end, it was Billy Strange, none other than Dirt Master. Billy Strange won the race over Donald King, and Andrew Fayash, also another real-life Dirt Master, finishing in 3rd. Brandon Skinner, Richie Hearn finishing off the top 5. Going into the next week's race, next week, this Friday, we'll be racing at Martinsville. That's going to be kind of scary, too. And going into the race, Brian Prudell is in the lead with 189 points. Michael B. Thompson sitting in 2nd with 185 points, and Billy Strange just 1 point back of him in 3rd with 184 points. We also had the big Mazda race at Phoenix. If you guys ever run the Phoenix road course, it is a fun but very tricky little track. It's not hard to remember your way around. It is definitely hard to execute your way around. Well, George Sandman has been showing all of us how to drive that Mazda. If you don't know George Sandman, maybe you haven't been paying attention. This is one of the best sim racers on planet Earth, I would say, and we're all doing everything we can to even give him a run for his money, and I don't know if any of us can do it. But George Sandman wins race number 2. Richie Hearn finishing in 2nd place. I finished in 3rd, which I believe that's my 3rd place out of 2 races. And that means the final, the points after 2 races, George Sandman in the lead with 86. I'm in 2nd place with 82 points. David Clymer, BMX star, in 3rd place with 80 points as we head to Sebring for next week's race, which should be pretty fun as well. So that is going to do it for today's show. Really long. I know at least 10 minutes of it was me and my little tantrum, my little outrage, my like, screw it, we'll do it live. My Bill O'Reilly moment, but just a few technical difficulties making it hard to get things going. But I guess that's what Mondays are all about. I guess my computer has a case of Mondays. I sure don't. I'm in good spirits. Looking forward to moving on to other things. I'm still trying to get caught up since I didn't get as much done over the weekend as I was planning, so I'm going to have to work my ass off today. But that is going to do it for today's show. We'll be back in the morning with another edition of the Pit Stop, where you, the pit crew, you will be the real star tomorrow's show as well. I know it, you guys. Thank you for sending in the news, and be sure you subscribe. Tell a friend what we're doing here so we continue to grow. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.